Need money?
Yeah, I know I said I wouldn't play Paladins for the next stream, but I was just really in a mood to play Paladins, so sorry if you were hoping for something else. Thank you, Dracomancer, for the resub. Yeah, no, it's been about a week since my last stream. I was getting kind of bored of working on script stuff, so I'm gonna stream for a little bit. What say we just jump into some Rugrats in Paris, huh? Thanks, Hoovis. Oh, by the way, I had people asking me to change the bit badges back to the blue album. I did. The exception is the 1K, which is now Pinkerton. This doesn't apply to 90% of you. I was just for like the 3 people that asked. So yeah, let's just jump into this Rugrats in Paris gameplay. I'm a bit of a Chucky main myself, you know. I'm into the bigger kids. Also, I should turn off the soundtrack to Rugrats in Paris, which I had playing in the background. This isn't a gimmick stream. This isn't like a super surprise setup gimmick. I'm just playing TF2. Although, if you count it as a gimmick, I have tried to amass the closest thing to legal hacks in TF2. Now let me explain. If I hit shift, then I get a mini scope. If I hit mouse 4, I instantly 180. Which is apparently something that you can do using binds. I have one more which lowers my sensitivity, which it's not really helpful here. It's better for if I'm sniping. That's it. That's just the closest thing I could get to legal hacks. Also, if you count it, I don't know how to inspect my weapon. I'm so old. Fuck. But I have transparent view model, so I can see through. Which is kind of cheating when you think about it. Because you're maximizing visual information. I get to know exactly where I am in my reload, and I get to see if there are enemies behind my view model. So yeah, I'm basically cheating. Thanks, Twitch official. You actually thought it was Paladins? I wouldn't blame you. It's a common misconception. Hold on, it's been quite a while since I've gamed. I need to adjust some stuff. That'll work. Why did you bamboozle? I try to wane off all the normies right before I start playing. Just helps with the chat, I found. I haven't been booting up TF2 in my free time that much, so excuse me while I get some of the rust off. Oh, you know what? While I'm here, go ahead. You want to know the real reason I'm streaming this? It's because Lazy Purple stopped playing TF2 on Tuesdays, and I'm trying to usurp his throne, so just slowly eating up his empty schedule. Can I play? If you have me added on Steam, I think I have it set to free join. But I also have about 40 people added on Steam, so you probably won't be able to join, no. The stream ends when I get a 25k, by the way. I hope everyone had a good week. Oh, I keep accidentally opening my top menu. Mine was good. I went to dinner with my parents, and it ended with my dad recommending me a hippie movie because, and I quote, "you'd be into that sort of thing." We had some political discussion. It was nice. It wasn't full of vitriol, but I thought that was a funny thing my dad said. Oh, thanks, Kojo. No, I really should have picked heavy. I didn't put much thought. I have a reputation to uphold here, right?
Need money?
I got you and your friend into Paladins. Really? Oh, yeah, that's fine with me. I think Paladins gets too much flack. People... well, people don't give me shit for having played some Paladins, but... I mean, I know the scene. There's some reservations on people whether it's good or not, and personally, I've been enjoying it. I think it's one of the better hero-based shooters that still has activity on Steam right now. I'm not going to say it's my favorite. Mechanically, Paladins is still a little bit shallow. You can kind of learn the intricacy. Well, I'm not going to say you can learn the intricacies of a character quickly, but there's not as much under the hood stuff. Everything you can learn in that game, they're pretty upfront about, which is good. I like that. But I do kind of have a soft spot for games with, like, hidden knowledges. Which, again, Paladins has, but... Yeah, there's just a certain itch that I gotta scratch sometimes. Oh, nice, Cinemassacre. You got the cat. 3 times, almost. But you fucked up the first. You can stop now. I upped the streamer password by 1 point just because I'm worried people might actually unlock my password. So every stream I'm going to add 1 point to it. What the fuck? It looked like he was... Okay. I gotta be real with you. I've been streaming for about 4 minutes and looking at chat is just making me want to end the stream. And my alternative of not looking at chat while I stream generally doesn't go well. I don't know how many of you saw it, but Project A, that Riot hero shooter that's being worked on, there was a trending tweet today from an account called Project A that was like, hey, if you're a streamer or a content creator, let us know. And I'm thirsty, so I asked. Later, it turns out that's just like a fan-made account that's getting hella clout. And people think it's Project A trying to find streamers. So I don't think I'm going to get into the beta, unfortunately, but just want everyone to know I tried. I missed the single-player streams, FUNKe. You know, I was thinking of playing the Metal Gear Rising DLC. I've never actually played it. There's a full DLC where you play as Blade Wolf as Sam, I believe. A couple. I thought it looked interesting. I have reservations. I just tabbed out about the single-player streams, just because viewers don't seem particularly interested, and I'm not gonna spend 4 hours talking to myself. I still play hella first-person shoot arena, or first single-player games. I was thinking of Metroid Prime, so first-person came out of my mouth. Have you ever heard of Disintegration? First I've heard of ship-based shooter? Are you talking like Sea of Thieves? But you have guns? Which they have in Sea of Thieves, so that's not even a applicable statement. With me. I will 25k, but it requires me getting to mid in the first 14 seconds. Slowly. I'll get there. No, I'm still playing Metroid Prime off stream. I'm like 5 more hours in. It's a fun game. It's just, again, I gotta pick and choose my streams right now. Also, sometimes you kind of just have to accept that you're a YouTuber, you know? So, that one's for me. I wonder how many people saw that I went up on Rugrats in Paris and they're just unfollowing me on Twitch. I'm not here for Phase 8 FUNKe. The Rugrats streamer. Opinion on the Sonic movie? I saw it 2 days ago. I won't spoil anything, but it was good. None of the humans in the Sonic movie act like humans. Sonic acted like more of a real person than any human character, aside from Eggman, which is weird, because it was basically just the mask. It was basically just Ace Ventura. It was a good movie, mediocre if anything, and I don't regret seeing it. But like every side character that isn't immediately important to the plot in the Sonic movie, I don't know how to describe it. Partially because I'm fucking fragging and my brain can only think one at a time. They exist to serve the plot, and it really detracts from the series itself, or the movie itself. Because no one acts like a real person. Everyone makes stupid decisions. Really convenient for the plot. But I still hope that they release the cut of the ugly Sonic. Even I know that the full movie wasn't made, so it's only like B-roll footage, but...
Need money?
Hold on, let me just zoom in. Maximize fraggage. Look at this guy. Streaming TF2 is heavy. Breaking the mold. That's how I get my jollies. And you know what? I'm pretty damn jolly right now. Thanks, Mick. How is it mediocre? He flossed. Yeah. How can I argue that? Better than Detective Pikachu? I would argue against that. I think Detective Pikachu had a sufficient amount of different locations that it really felt like a grand adventure. You went from the inner city to the big movie Junji Ito Mountains to the laboratory to, I don't know, that fighting area. But in the Sonic movie, a lot of it is kind of just, you know, out in the open grasslands and landscapes. And like a little bit of in the town. But it's not quite ambitious in its setting. I'm not going to detract that from my rating of it. I'm not saying that every movie has to be a grand adventure. I just mean Detective Pikachu was kind of more eye candy. Although the action in Sonic was better than Detective Pikachu. I'm not like planning on making a funk study on this or anything, by the way, which is why I'm being rather detail oriented in this description. I liked it though. I thought it was adequate. It's exactly what you would expect of a big budget Sonic or family movie. I keep thinking I have the chocolate bar on. I don't feed teammates. Ooh, I don't need... Okay, maybe you. You're cute. It's too bad the entire animation team got laid off the second that movie got put out. But... that's just Hollywood, baby. Oh, we spawn camping? Word. I'm all for it. Let's do it. This is the kind of shit I'd be doing if I wasn't streaming. Whatever. I got no shame. That guy, he's stealing my outfit. He has the exact... But does he have the gloves? I'm very proud of this heavy outfit. I don't normally go to Fashionscape. The heavy in their spawn fucking copied me. I'm a YouTuber and I demand you take off those cosmetics right now. You gonna play Temtem? Didn't really catch my eye. I thought Temtem... it didn't look bad. It did... I don't know enough about it. If it's enough of a deviation from the Pokemon formula, I'll look at it. If it's just Pokemon but MMO... Oh, that guy has a Land of the Lustrous avatar, Drainy. Decent show. Funk, I described Detective Pikachu as a live-action video game movie if the writers went to the creators of the game for reference guidance. Would you say Sonic is kind of the same vein? Absolutely not. No. Where would you even get the idea? They took so many liberties on what the Sonic lore is. I would love to go in depth on what weird shit they add just in the first 5 minutes alone. I'm cool with the whole ring thing. And I'm fine with the plot as a whole, but they did not use Sonic lore as guidance. They really did their own thing with it. I don't like Harvest. I'm out. I think Harvest is a lame map. Plus, I kind of want to play on something Heavy can pound on, and King of the Hill's a little weird. I'm turn it off for now. It almost felt like Sonic fanfiction. It felt like Sonic AU.
Need money?
If anything, I'm a little disappointed. There's so much lore in Sonic that they didn't even touch on. There's so many
Need money?
landscapes they could have drawn as inspiration in the real world, but it's not. They don't go far with it. Which, again, it's fine if that's what you're going for. Thanks, Red Bright and Soap Bar and Pinkus. Oh yeah, they didn't have the Escape from the City truck. Bruh. Now, I don't mind them deviating from Sonic. If I have a single complaint about Sonic in the main day, quite frankly, it's that they care too much about the lore. The thing that Mario does right is Nintendo doesn't fucking care how in-depth the lore of their games are, as long as the game's fun. But Sega, it feels like they want Sonic to be cool, that they forgot to make him feel cool. For reference, just look at Sonic 06 in its entirety. So I guess it's a good thing they didn't stay too close to the lore of Sonic. I'm gonna do stealth heavy, start to finish cap. I found I only tend to have about like 3 minutes before people start trying to stream snipe and join the server, so I have to act pretty damn quick if I want to get this. Mario has no consistency from that same virtue. Yes, and I would call that a strength. I think one of the great strengths of Mario is that he doesn't have a static lore that he has to follow. He can afford to go to space one day and then plumbing the other. I can't aim! Zelda's kind of the exception, but it's also consistently fun. No, Zelda's a good balance. And I think to get an idea of how seriously they take the Zelda lore, look up how they created the Zelda timeline. And you realize that they don't fucking know, and they just stitched it together based on what kind of vaguely works. They didn't make Zelda with this strict guidelines of it has to follow this lore, this timeline, you can't contradict. Breath of the Wild takes things from like 8 different games in 3 different timelines, and none of them are together, and that's why when Breath of the Wild came out, I mean, I'm getting on a whole spiel here, but Breath of the Wild, in terms of lore, it actually bridges all the timelines. And I bring that up because they don't let it stop them from doing cool stuff. They don't go, okay, we can't do that in the lore because it wouldn't line up with one of our timelines. With the canon, more specifically. But Sonic, it seems like Sonic is afraid to do that. They don't want to contradict. They don't want to go off kilt. So you end up with these just more and more elaborately confusing and weird games. Zelda, they take each individual game's story seriously, but they don't take the overarching world that seriously. So TLDR, it's different. Please make Hyrule Warriors canon. Bro, don't you watch MatPat? Don't you know? Actually, no, don't you watch Polygon? Don't you watch that guy with the funny mustache? I don't remember his name. You know him. Gilbert. There are actually like long-standing, solid concrete theories that Hyrule Warriors does bridge the canon of Zelda. Because I haven't played Hyrule Warriors, but from what I know, that has like an in-game plot about the different timelines converging, right? Like literally the timelines converge. And people have theories that Breath of the Wild isn't what puts all the timelines together, it's Hyrule Warriors. I haven't played it, again. I know what it is. It looks like something I'd probably enjoy. But I didn't. But I watch a shit ton of lore stuff, so I know enough. Do a stream of it, you'll love it. You might have just convinced me. I might do it. No, this is Rugrats. Look. Look, I'm Tommy. I'm bald. And I have a ski mask. You, you fucking imbecile! I'm sorry, what was I? Bruh, that Plat Heavy. That Plat Heavy's coming out. Yeah, everyone remembers that episode of Rugrats where he pulls out a fucking Tommy Slav. I don't know how many of you follow Rainbow Six Siege. If you don't, it's a pretty fun game. I'd recommend it. But they're planning a complete rework of Tachanka, which is notoriously the shittiest operator in that game. He just has a stationary minigun, basically. They're reworking him, so it's just his primary weapon. He can run around with this, basically Tomislav, Heavy's Tomislav, that can shred through walls. But even better, his special, what do you call it, artillery, is he pulls out Demo Man's grenade launcher. More specifically, an incendiary launcher. So I know I'm using a lot of buzzwords here, and it's not even that accurate, but if you're not that into Rainbow, keep an eye. Tachanka's just going to become just Gary Schwartz, basically. Sounds like something you'd main? You'd be right, I heard about it, my first thought was, I want to play that. And he's Russian. Just if I needed more reason, he's a Russian with a really big gun. Which is based off TF2 and Overwatch. I'm into that. Conceptually. I saw the reveal video. I saw the gameplay of it. I've been playing a bit more Six Siege recently. I'm really into Amaru. It's an attack operator that has a grappling hook that can grapple shit from far away. I don't know who my favorite, what do you call it, defender is yet. I like Pulse, though. Six Siege is just such a different thing, from what I know. I've been playing it a bit just because one of the videos I'm working on touches on it a bit more. But you'll hear about that later. Thoughts on the new operators? I don't actually know what the new ones in progress are. I know they're making less than last year's, right? But they're making up for it by reworking a lot of stuff. I don't know what they're adding. But I'm definitely going to probably play more Siege. I've thought about streaming it, but it's such a game you got to pay attention in. And I like looking at chat when I stream, so I might wait until I'm a bit better at the game. Like fast TF2?
Need money?
Oh, you're asking when I'm going to play fast. This is as fast as my brain goes. Thanks, Nostalgia, bro. Yeah, for those who don't know, there's a Animal Crossing Direct in 2 days on the 20th. And I guarantee you we're gonna know about as much as we did last year. You see what I mean by stealth heavy? Keep my back to the wall. Man, my tracking's still on point. It's like riding a bike. Although I haven't ridden a bike in a while, I might not be as good as that as I remember. Could you imagine they delay it again? I know I have the intel, by the way. I have more fun killing. Here, you can have it. Good work. I'm getting both. I'm getting Doom and Animal. I don't know if... I might stream Animal Crossing on release day and then do Doom like a few days after. I know some people want to play through it. I got it tailored for my fans who want to play it. Want to spoil it. No, I'm definitely playing both, though. They're double staples in my interests. I hope they have some stuff, some dumb shit like a Doom guy mask in Animal Crossing. I know it's unlikely, but they've acknowledged each other enough. I feel like it's not far-fetched to ask for that. We've gotten weirder stuff. Maybe not weirder, but we've gotten, you know, like Zelda hat, right? So, ooh, that was a bad time to pick up. I don't really like CTF, to be honest. I just like this map specifically because people are brainless. I like this map and that one with the really big tree in the middle. I don't know the name. That's a Zoomer TF2 map. Before my time. After my time. Someone said lumberyard. Landfall? It starts with an L, I can tell you that much. I don't know. I like that map though. It's really fun for engineer. But you never have NGs on that map, so no one uses it. You know what's really sad? I sold all of my Australians, or most of them. I think I still have my minigun. And they had my kill streaks. And I totally forgot about that. So I can't keep track anymore. Don't worry, I moved all of the stats onto my normal ones. I didn't... I don't use my Australians enough to keep them. My compromise was I kept the unusual. Which I talked about this in my Discord, but I want to talk to you guys about it. I have a Pandora's box of an unusual in the form of my Disco Beatdown co-pilot. So you see this thing right here? I bought it for 90 keys. And according to backpack.tf, it's currently worth about 500 keys. Actually, no, I bought it for 40 keys. And it's worth 450 or so now. But here's the problem. One, it's like, it's too staple for me that if I sell it, it would be weird. Two, part of why it costs so much is because I own one of them. So if I sell it, it immediately drops in price. So it's like this Pandora's situation where I have all this money, but it's not real. And the second I try to turn it to money, it won't be money anymore. It's called an investment? No! It would have been an investment if I got a collection of co-pilots. But I only had the one. And the Strange, which isn't even worth that much. Which is like $1,000 just for conversion's sake. But again, I would probably sell it at most for like 300. I bought like 80. I spent like 80 bucks on this thing. Also, I like it. I like the hat. I got it because it was my favorite effect of my favorite hat. But now it's cost so much that I almost feel like an idiot for keeping it. I feel bad for liking the hat. That's not even... like, mentioning the fact that I don't play nearly as much as I used to warrant having such an expensive hat. Whatever, that's a problem for the funk of tomorrow, I guess. Sorry. I couldn't let you. If someone in chat asks me to not spawn camp, I'll stop, but I have my fun this way. You had like 3 other attack options and you chose the worst one. Oh boy, let's frag with 11. Yeah, actually, you know what? I take it back. As a streamer, everyone just has free sights of my POV, so fuck you. If you don't want me spawn camping, then come kill me. Earn your freedom. Throw the tea in the harbor. This heavy's about to throw the tea. Crunchy water. Funk, what's the best decision regarding the long term? For me? I mean, objectively, it would be selling this shit ASAP. Because it can only go down. There is no way after the unusual depression or whatever, especially, there is no way this is going up with time. This hat is like a ticking time bomb of cryptocurrency. And I've had experience with actual ticking time bomb cryptocurrency, so I know how this shit goes. The crate depression, yeah. Just especially that. There's no way I'm getting 600 keys for it, you know? I kind of want to play like a payload map. Capture the flag is just so... nothing happening. It's too easy! That's what competitive's for, but... FUNKe, you aren't popular enough for streamers to recognize you in-game. Oh wow, thanks man, that really makes me feel better. I'm not popular enough in the one game people know me for to get recognized. Yeah. That's the dream, right? Have my cake and eat it too. I'm gonna queue for something else. Overwatch streamer? You couldn't pay me. Maybe you could, Blizzard, if you're listening. I'll settle for no less than 800k a year. And I mean, you spend less on silencing your players, so I think you can afford it. For me. Sell it, then buy it when the price drops. Not a bad idea. And it's just I'm worried. I've now told people my plans, so they might kind of hedge me. They might try to hedge me for more money. Bro, I'm about to go full Highlander. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna do what I always like to do on this map. I hate the barriers on this map. They're so arbitrary. You can't go over most roofs. Every tree extends 900 feet into the sky. Oh, thank you. I owe you my life. Thanks, Air. Yeah. They've been updating this game, Rugrats, for a while. Doesn't look anything like it used to. When are you going to become a full-time Fortnite streamer? I kind of feel like that train has come in. Well, that battle bus has come and gone. I don't think the opportunity's there. It's too oversaturated. The only reason you're watching me here is because there's not enough other interesting TF2 streamers. There's no competition. I'm like one of the oligarchies of this game. You don't have any of a choice. With Fortnite, I don't have that luxury. Except for this guy in game who has Twitch.tv in his name. He might... And he's top scoring. I might have some competition. Normally I like to spawn camp here, but they're way too turtled. Fortnite was a fad. I would love to agree with you, but they make way too much money to try and talk shit about it as if it's a fad at this point. I mean, we're like 3 years into this. Fortnite has gotten more $5 million tournaments than TF2 has gotten updates. Thanks, Vaf. FUNKe, can you change the channel points to big penis points? I like Pavlovian conditioning. At least I'm upfront about using you. Borneo, trash map. Every map I don't like is trash. I don't actually care for Borneo. Badwater and Barn Blitz, though, and Swiftwater, and you know what? Fuck it. Upward. That I could do. And that'll work. I've never played Civ games, surprisingly. But this year I am trying to play more genres out of my forte. So I guess Civ 6 is on the menu. Best payload map? You're looking at it. Let me look. I have to really think about that. So my favorite personally is Badwater, but that's because it's super fucking easy to trap the second attack spawn as a demo man, and you can just spawn camp them for, I kid you not, 7 minutes alone. So personally, that's my favorite, but objectively, for fun, Upward. For balance, Swiftwater. Four engineers? Okay, never mind. I was planning on helping my team. How about I make use of all these legal hacks I have and show you guys the magic? I should just put in my stream title, I am hacking in all caps, and see how long it takes to get vaxxed. I wonder if I can trick someone. Just someone who's looking for a random Rugrats in Paris stream, convince them I'm a TF2 hacker.
Rock, paper, scissors. Let's go.
FUNKe Snail Dream now. I haven't had any Snail Dreams. I don't have on hand what dreams I've had. I have it in my Google Doc journal, but I don't have it open. Gonna just keep shooting, mate. Actually, I think my sends might be too high right now. I usually lower it to be like stupid low. Oh, okay, it's good. The keybind. This is why I like Swiftwater. Because it's got absurd sightlines, but they still weirdly feel balanced. I mean, I guess they're more balanced for 9v9 than they are a pub. With a pub, it's a little too easy to just take pot shots anywhere and get a kill. If only there were kill cams. I'm trying to see if I can scare away the spies by making them think I can insta-headshot them. And it looked like it worked. He just walked away from me. Do a match with reverse movement keys. Nah. It doesn't sound fun to do or watch. Oh, he's got a little smile on his face.
Need money?
Thanks, Radical. 70 FOV? Okay. 70 FOV is actually cheating for Sniper, because when you're looking long distances, that's basically... I don't know, like... It's almost like you're poking your head in 4 feet closer. It's like the in-game equivalent of squinting in real life. It's like raising the fog distance in Minecraft. What made you wake up and say I'm gonna play TF2? I just felt like streaming and just felt like playing this. It was either this, Stone Shard, which is a game I saw getting played, which seemed like a fun little early access people compare it to like a D&D campaign, but my closest experience is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Like a roguelike kind of game. That or Metal Gear Rising. Because I didn't want to play Paladins again. Play it? Maybe tomorrow. Isaac stream? Isaac is a mood. A lot of roguelikes are a mood. You gotta wanna play them. Do you like the idea of channel points? I don't mind it. I want people to be aware that the only reason channel points exist is because it's a psychological way to convince viewers to stay longer than they normally would. Because, oh damn, well I could unlock points and get a free emote. But that's not a bad thing. I don't want people to have the wool over their eyes. I think it's a good addition though. I like rewarding people for sticking around. Even if most of the rewards are a scam. I wanted to give you a present of Pokemon on Christmas. Yeah, I actually remember. I've thought about that, but I haven't streamed Pokemon in months. But I just don't have any reason to. And it frustrates me because they didn't even have to make a good Pokemon game. All they had to do is make a game that has replayability. But they don't give me any reason. And I'm not having that much fun with online Pokemon because of meta. Meta is just so bupkis. I don't like having to counter toxic spikes and stealth rock every match. And fucking Corsolas, dude. So I've just been waiting for the DLC. The only reason I would open up is to try and get a shiny. And they don't even have Aggron in that game. So I'm not in a rush to shiny hunt either. I said I'd shiny hunt, but I couldn't settle on if I even really wanted to. Again, I have a super low sens right now, so if I get trick stabbed, it's just gonna happen.
Need money?
Thanks, Twist. Am I gonna stream the 6 a.m. Animal Crossing Direct? Ah, man. I'm gonna watch it at 12 p.m. when I wake up 6 hours after the Direct.
Need money?
I don't think I'm gonna stream it, though. It's not like I'm known for Animal Crossing either. When I streamed New Leaf, I was talking to 5 people in chat. I don't think I'm too worried about sharing the moment with that Direct. I'll wait for the game's release. I deserve that. Thanks, Monkey. I mean, I may still stream on Thursday, so I guess depending on the time, I might, like, save it and then watch it later. But I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. to stream that. I almost woke up to watch the Byleth stream, and I'm glad I didn't watch that one. I actually kind of enjoyed Byleth's kit, but I'm glad I didn't wake up to watch it. Oh man, I need to go actually heighten my sens even more. I'm used to being a flicky wiki scout. "6 a.m. ET in my time. I don't know what time it is in Japan. How do I get cool emotes next to my name? I mean, for mine, it's bits, but I think there's a lot of random shit you can get on Twitch. I don't know if you can get the Overwatch ones anymore since they're on YouTube. But I can't help you there. I accidentally hit my spy check hack bind. Don't worry about that. Oh, my FOV vine broke. That's unfortunate. I was gonna snipe with my scattergun. The bad thing about this setup is I have the FOV vine on shift, which is usually crouch for me. So I gotta hit control to crouch, and I fucking hate that control scheme. One of the first things I changed when I started playing this game. No human hand should ever have to crane itself to hit control. You know what I've been thinking about? How come it's not standard to have foot pedals at your desk? Don't you think if every gamer had 2 foot pedals, it would instantly open up their control options? I would just use my right foot to crouch. You would figure more keyboards would come with like a little USB plug-in. Yeah, gamer feet. Then you could even sell a line of gamer shoes and gamer socks. Like, you know those art gloves where it has your thumb not covered? They could do that, but like your big toe isn't covered. That way, if you need to chew your toenail, you can just like stretch it up. You know, gamer stuff. Just an idea. I'm gonna patent that after this stream. What could go wrong fighting a soldier with high ground? Yeah, I saw the Sonic movie, but I'm not gonna repeat myself too much. It was adequate. Let's leave it at that. Hitting control really isn't that hard. Alright, E.T. Not everyone has dildo-sized fingers, so simmer down, alright? Some of us are fingerly challenged, and I don't appreciate your tone. Am I proud of the time I went to Subway and the lady making my sandwich said I had extremely feminine hands? No, I'm not proud of it, but that's just the life that I'm living. Why should you make me feel bad about it? It's okay. It's okay. I got revenge on the lady making my sandwich by spitting in my sandwich when she handed me it. But I didn't, unfortunately, I realized too late that it doesn't work like that. Yeah. Oh my God. Go step back. This guy is one eye away from being a JoJo. With the top of the O cut off. Do I need to cheer 1 to get the badge? I already did. That's... I think because you have the Twitch Prime badge, it can only show 2 at a time. So I would think you just have to go change your settings to make that one show up. I don't think you need to donate again. It's possible that I had the badge disabled at a time and you donated then. If so, I apologize. I don't want you donating again just for that, though. Save your money. I want to shake your feminine hands. It's not that great of a sensation. I've actually been doing dumbbells more. I'm trying to de-feminize them. Good news, I can do 3 reps without crying now, so pretty strong progress if I say so myself. The 100 I do have turned off. I have the 0 through... I think the only badges I have are $5 and up. Just because a lot of people would donate like 3 cents. Which is like, I'm not acting angry I'm getting donations. It's just people would spam it. And then everyone would have a badge. And it was too cluttered. So, it's only for like 500 up, I think. Just don't donate. If you're gonna do something, then Twitch Prime. But don't. I'm all right. Don't worry about it. Go find a small streamer that doesn't do it for a living and give the bits to them. Any shows you've watched? Yeah, I just finished the first season of Mushishi. Which, holy shit. I can't believe I slept on that. It's a fantastic show. There's multiple seasons, but like the second season was made in 2014. The first was 2006. I'm still getting there. But Mushishi, I watched the dub because the voice actor for Glinko also voice acted Roy Mustang in Full Metal Alchemist, and he's like one of my favorite voice actors. But the show itself is great. I would describe, you know, like the spirit world in Avatar. You know, all that weird sort of being one with the world kind of shit. It's like that. It's the same vibe as like the latter seasons of Korra. Travis Willingham. Yeah, if that's his name, he's one of my... I really like his tone and his performances. Anyways, Mushishi is about this guy who goes around helping people that have problems with this almost like microbacteria called mushi. And they have like weird spirity effects. You know, like if too many accumulate in your ear, you can't hear. Or there are certain breeds that'll take away your sight. Just weird, like super avatar-y, spirity stuff. Really, really fun. Fun little show. What's your creative process like? You know when 2 cars collide and there's one tire on fire that just keeps rolling down the road for 3 minutes? I would describe my creative process a lot like that tire. It's on fire, but it keeps moving. Smells a lot like burning rubber. I tend to accumulate a lot of ideas and then slowly whittle down until I get, like, the one that I want to finish first. So I tend to have, like, a Google Doc of 7 or 8 video ideas. Usually, like, 4 or 5 for the main channel, 3 or 4 for FUNKe. And then I just try to decide which one I want to work on first. Streaming, I don't really have a system. I just... whatever I feel like playing. I beg you... I don't keep up with Dead by Daylight. You know, I think it's a fun game. Kind of gives me the love I had for Left 4 Dead, but it's a little... I don't know, it's so specific. The kind of games I'm into, I don't know, are different... are so different from Dead by Daylight that I just don't really get into it. You know? Like Paladins and Titanfall 2 and TF2 and Overwatch, they kind of have enough crossover I can jump between them for fun, right? But Dead by Daylight as a leisure game, when I'm not working or playing through a single player, I don't know, it's just not my first choice. Isn't Travis Willingham one of the players on Critical Role? That, I'm not sure. I really only know him for Glinko and Roy Mustang. And maybe some other stuff that I can't name, but not that. Sorry, I briefly ascended to a 500 IQ player there. It happens. The issue when I get that good is that I kind of ascend into this fourth dimension, and it's hard for me to talk because my brain is flying across the entire universe in a millisecond. And I have to come back down to Earth before I can make a funny voice. Bloody brilliant. I just want to spawn camp, but they won't let me. Favorite Game Boy games? I mean, Crystal is my pick, but that almost feels like cheating. Fuck, to be honest, I don't remember enough about my Game Boy catalog. We didn't really have a lot of money to throw around when I was a kid, so I just would collect Pokemon games. I don't think it was till the DS I started coming out of my franchise shell. I had all of the GBC Pokemon games. I had pretty much all the Pokemon games. Because that's all my budget could really afford when I was 9. I'm trying to think. There was a SpongeBob game for the Game Boy Advance that I don't even think was that good, but I played that. It was a side-scrolling SpongeBob game. Is saying crystal clear cheating? Kind of, because that's a ROM. You definitely didn't play that as a kid, because I don't think it existed. Maybe it did. I don't know. The history of ROMs is quite interesting. Unless you're talking about Paladins, then all those ROMs are quite frustrating. But FUNKe, I am a kid. Okay, well then, get out of my chat, Zoomer. I don't have a primary right now, by the way, in case you're curious why I'm sticky spamming. Damn it, I'm gonna have to do it. Hollow, I like Mac DeMarco, but he's not... He didn't, like, change my taste in music, if that makes sense. I like lo-fi aesthetic. In hip-hop, I think... I mean, would you describe Mac DeMarco as lo-fi? I feel like you would. I like that aesthetic. The sort of the drum and bass synthesizers with reverb. I like them. I'm still kind of a rock kitty, though. Now, I've been listening to Of Montreal recently. I've been going through his backlog, which is experimental. That's the only thing I could call them. Experimental. Experimental, like electronica. Like if Damon Albarn dropped a tab of acid every 3 days, and instead of Gorillaz, he just took a lot of acid. That's probably what I would describe Of Montreal as. When you're having difficulties with your creative process, how do you push forward? I don't know if you should be asking the guy who hasn't uploaded in 7 months how he pushes through his troubled creative process. For me, I just... how do I... Just take a walk, bro. Just don't be anxious. I redirect my focus without giving up my prior focuses. I'll take breaks to do other pragmatic stuff. I'm not going to drop a project just to complete another project or to dick around, but I'll take a break from a project to start another one before I come back to the other. And it's not the best system. In my experience, the best way you can stop a bad creative process is getting ahead of it. If your problem is you take too long on a project and it fizzles out and you don't finish it, then you just have to do hella work the second you get motivated. And you want to try and finish it while you're still motivated. Because if you take too long, then it's gone. So the most useful advice I can give is just get ahead of your own procrastination and finish that shit ASAP. But I know that's not always doable. You sound like a Valve kind of guy. Yeah, well, I guess it rubbed off. Is internet your full-time job? My parents would rather me not say so, but I'd say so. I mean, sometimes I wonder if I teeter the line on full-time, but I don't know, it's my focus. For better or for worse. Sometimes I'll look at my YouTube channel and just think, like, what the fuck? How did I get that? And that kind of helps. That kind of helps me with my process. A lot of times when I'm working on a video, I'll get so tired of hearing the things I've written. I'm like, no one wants to hear me say this. They already know it. But then I'll, like, look at the, like, my more recent videos that have pretty decent view counts, and I'm like, fuck, maybe I should finish. Have self-confidence is my advice. Maybe you should have healed me. I don't even mean, like, looking back at my catalog and being like, oh, where have I gone and where I am. I mean, I just mean looking at my channel now and go, how the fuck did I last this long? That's how I feel when I look at my YouTube channel. I guess, like, give yourself credit is my point. Not to turn everything into a lesson, but, like, give yourself credit. You're gonna have to deal with that one, Giuseppe. I've been watching the English dub of JoJo Part 5, and the voices are pretty good, but I physically cringe whenever they say Italian words, because they don't put any nuance on it whatsoever. They'll just be in the middle of a fight, and then FUNKe will just go, Merde! Merde! You know, like, merde. Like the spy says it. Oh my god, when they say bastardo, I want to fucking punch my own gut. It's so bad. You would think they would have one guy in the dub office that's like, hey, I got someone who actually speaks Italian in here. He's gonna guide you on how to say bastardo. You can tell I'm getting heated up about this. Every character in JoJo goes, that bastardo! If you think it doesn't sound Italian when I say it, then that's exactly how it sounds when they say it. I blame Funimation. Actually, no, it's Viz Media. It's not Funimation. I blame Viz Media. I'm okay with the voices. The Giorno's voice grew on me. He just had to get a bit more, he had to get more moments, but he grew on me. FUNKe's voice, I really like. I love his one. Abacchio, I like him. Maybe I'm a little biased because I'm friends, or at least I'm acquaintances somewhat with Rice Pirate. But I like him. The voices are great. It's just some of the scripting and the... I think... What's the word I'm looking for? The guidance that they're getting in the booth could go a bit further on selling the Italian, but it doesn't ruin it. I like actually watching the dub because it lets me actually look at the visuals more. You know, when you watch a subtitled anime, you don't get to really take in all of the amount of gore in JoJo. What about the 4 guy? I thought Mista's was nice. I think like a part of me had wished I got into voice acting because I would have wanted to do Mista, but that's for an AU funk. Not even Mista, just anyone in JoJo. Just to say I did. The dub is good, is my point. You know, it shouldn't surprise me that while I'm streaming TF2, plenty of people in chat know what I'm talking about. Usually when I go on these little tangents, I just lose everyone in the first 2 minutes. Thank you, guys. For being predictable TF2 players. Bro, I'm feeding right now. I'm feeding Carrot. Use the banana instead of the chocolate? How about you use this banana, motherfucker? What? I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll go find a... We're good. Just wait. No, wait. No, come back. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come here. I'm just so used to getting the health buff. If you ever want to insta-win in a TF2 map, then just stand in places like this. Basically, stand near their spawn, but in a place they wouldn't expect you to be. And you just kill everyone. No one looks back. Why would there ever be a heavy holding at our side? Basically, just position yourself like their engineers would a sentry, and you'll win. If I'm lucky, I'll try to voice act Jolene. I'm gonna have to pull some strings, though. I'm still working on the female gamer voice, so... I don't know how effective I'll be. Thanks, Rylos. No! Don't you dare! I swear... I will not hesitate to play paladins, you mother. Try and auto-balance me. I hope Kira Buckland voices Jolene. I don't know enough about her performance, but I know who she is. I hear people fuck her up for it. It seems like they're being a bit more lenient with the dubbing for JoJo now, so hopefully we get some new names and not just the same 3 people. She's 2B? Okay, I'm sold. I just know her as Peach from Nintendo. The parody, not actual Peach. Yeah, I could see 2B's voice. Funk voice Joshua? That's an insult. That also implies that we're ever going to get a Part 8. Blue glasses. More like blue grasses. I thought it was funny. The joke is that it's a banjo, and that's a common instrument in the bluegrass genre, for those that missed it. You know what I have to do. You know what I have to do, I'm sorry. I didn't watch the Crunchyroll Awards. Who got snipped? Who got best character? Was it Senku? I feel like I remember reading that. Or something like... Something I liked. Senku got best boy. Okay, I'll give him that. Senku is kind of best boy. Senku grew on me. I was worried he's going to be like a Rick Sanchez kind of character. I turned myself into stone, Morty! But he didn't end up like that. He's actually a pretty cool guy. He deserves it. I got the one no in chat, which is what I was hoping for by that voice, so thank you. I thought I was on red team for some reason. You'll be wrestling tacos in heaven. Where is Rugrats Funk? They're all grown up, bro. Haven't you seen? Haven't you watched All Grown Up? Which is kind of a misleading name for a show because they were only like 13 in that show. Which is not even close to grown up. Maybe I'm splitting hairs. Their parents were pretty old in that show, though. Let me through. I promise not to kill you. I just want to spawn camp. If you're watching my stream, Demo Man, just open the door. I promise not to kill you. Thank you. I didn't kill him. Someone else did. They lost all their hair? They didn't. Tommy got hair in that series. I remember way too much about it. Because I think, like, I was 13 when that show came out. Or at least I was around there. I might have been younger. You might want this. No, we're spawn camping. We're doing this. This is the problem with having Uber while you spawn camp. You can't. They just walk inside. You know what? I keep forgetting. I have my spy check bind. I should use it. Not my sandwich! Tanjiro got best boy? I don't know who Tangerine is. Listen, I can like talk about anime all day, but I don't keep up, you know? I watch the shows I like. He's Deku 3. And Deku is just Naruto 2, right? So Funny Gib body death. Demon Slayer. Oh, okay. I know what it is, at least. Can you talk about hentai all day? You know, I'd love to, but it just doesn't feel like the place for it. I could have eaten. I totally could have eaten in that time frame. Bunk, are you into the TF2 comics? I've been waiting 2 years. Hasn't it been 3? I'm pretty sure it's been 3 years now. At least going on. Yeah, bro, I can't wait. Can't wait for part 7. When will you collab with Project Melody? I type in her chat every day, but she never responds to me. I have to get the hookup first. She needs to acknowledge. Maybe if I give her more money. The problem with me saying a statement like that is you kind of people will actually believe me when I say it, so I have to really pick my words. I don't think my sarcasm gets across quite like it used to. I think the lack of emotion in my tone is not helping. Please don't type simp in all caps with an E at the end. That's in poor taste. You know what? I'm gonna be a cat bitch. We're putting 3 heavies on point. I was gonna eat. Pull the Mordecai? You never go that low. You never use that kind of comment. Apparently, Mordecai was about 24 at the start of regular show. And I'm gonna be 23 in 2.5 weeks. That just makes me feel fucking old. Oh my god, I really am a boomer. I remember when I used to be like a hip, spry 18-year-old TF2 YouTuber. Now I'm getting called an old fucking simp. On my deteriorating Twitch stream. Don't. Okay, maybe not hip, but I was spry. I might still be spry. I actually... I've been losing weight. I need to eat more. I'm getting close to my weight in high school, which was like 155, and I'm at like 159 right now. I shouldn't be. I should be in like the 70s. So I might still be spry. My bones might be hollow, though. Break pretty easily. %8 body fat. It's not even that like I'm super skinny. I'm still pretty like flabby, chubby. I've been trying to combat it. I eat burger. I've been learning to make burgers, which I just didn't know how to do. Been cooking more. I'm not 5'7". You keep removing inches every time this comes up. I'm 5'9.6". 0.59 if you want to get in semantics. Just watch, I'm gonna be jacked. I'm gonna pull a Tyler 1. I'm getting called an old short simp. This sucks. This is why I don't stream TF2. Didn't you buy a ring for Voltroid? No, we split it 50-50. So technically I didn't. Technically I spent $50 on a ring for myself. But something tells me that's not gonna quite translate to people. All the bullies from 2015. All the people who used to get their jollies off by talking shit in my comment section. They come out to the TF2 streams. Man, I want to come up with like new inventive spots to hold as heavy, but there's nothing.
3, 2, 1.
Maybe this? A brass beast right here would go hard, I bet. Can someone swap to heavy, put on a brass beast, run up to me, and then suicide bind so I can pick it up? Because I don't want to have to roll out. No. Okay, at least you answered. That's not laziness. That's actually the best strategy when you think about it, because then we always have a heavy here. If I kill myself and change, then I gotta go swap. Okay, maybe this was a bad idea. No way. No way. New strats. Okay. Dude, I could totally see a heavy just hiding there until they cap. I'm going to show you what I call the Windmill Heavy. You do jump shots with the brass beast, and then you just spin constantly so you can never get spy checked. It's really genius. It's foolproof, actually. And on the extra 50 HP and the Fist of Steel, you just never die. As long as they don't have a sniper, I'll be okay. What HUD do you use, Funk? I use Star HUD. I don't think you can actually download this HUD anymore. It's called Mist HUD, but the dude took it down. It's still up? Oh, that's good. I looked at Game Banana once, and the top 10 or 15 HUDs at the time, like 4 of them were variations of my HUD, and that gave me like a slight ego boost. But then I remembered most of my HUDs are just other people's HUDs with a different font, and then it kind of takes away from it. But I still give myself credit. I'm gonna make Brass Beast work. I don't care. I have Bud HUD because of you? I never used Bud HUD. Did I? I think I made one Bud HUD years ago. I don't count it. I guess I did. I've gone through like 15 HUDs throughout the years, so it's hard for me to remember. I think the last update in my Steam group is from like 3 years ago of me posting FUNKe HUD 12,000, and I called it 12,000 because I was tired of coming up with new numbers. Thanks, man. Don't get too terrified of seeing the inside of my face. It's an anti-backstab measure. I have played Get to the Orange Door. It's a really promising indie game. I will say it's pretty devoid of content right now. It's a little shallow. Conceptually really cool. It's basically Titanfall 2 mixed with Superhot. They just need to develop enemies that that actually incentivize you to use all your abilities, and maps with a lot of, I don't know, good options. A lot of verticality. Also, I got a competitive match. Somehow. Oh, I was gonna make a jam out of it, but it... Okay. I wanted to turn it into a lo-fi beat. What rank are you? They actually disabled ranks, so no one has any ranks anymore. So I'm actually rankless, but I was actually Death Merchant last time I played. So yeah. Damn. So should I like actual try hard? Or like pseudo try hard? I feel like I should demo man. There's no fucking way anyone on my team is gonna know how to play demo man. I don't know how to play demo man. Someone should make a video called Wanna Main Demo Man so I can get a better idea of how to play this. Do I have blur on? Oh no, I forgot. Competitive like defaults everything on. I forgot they turned everything on because they want to make it so ugly that you never queue for comp again. I can't turn this off, I'm sorry. I understand why. The reasoning is that they want everyone to be using the same settings, I guess, and they don't want people using super low DX7. But man, this is just bad. Let me double check. Like, it might be possible for me to turn. Well, let me. You listen to Tame Impala? Yeah, if you're asking me if I listened to their newest album, I did. I was into it, although I'm getting a little tired of the falsetto Tame Impala. Talking like this. Always singing like this. Which a lot of this album seemed like. It wasn't like a super thorough listen though. Maybe I'll like it more than my first impression was. I did not have a good rollout, by the way. I like the instrumentals of the new album. I don't know, I still like Disciples more though. We don't have a medic! Pretty expected. What's my FPS? It's not 240. The hertz of my monitor, I can tell you that much. I can feel it. I know the front bottoms. I'm not like wild about them. I think they're the kind of band I could get more into. No strong opinion right now. Based on all of the avatars of the enemy team, I'm guessing they have a median age of about 13. So I'm not too worried about this match. In fact, I am so not too worried about this match that I have an idea. Specs, not enough for Alex, I can tell you that much. But damn, is it still not going to stop me from trying it on my Rift. I can't remember if it's in my FAQ. I got a 980 Ti, an i5. It's alright, it could use for upgrading. But I don't know, I'm not throwing around the kind of funds I can upgrade every other year. And I haven't had major issues with my 980. I think it's too late to be your Valentine. I'm sorry. I've been trying to get on Tinder again recently, just because I hate myself. And I've gotten a couple matches, and I'm a little worried, because I thought I was swiping on, like, relatively normal girls. But one of the girls I swiped on, the first thing in their bio is, if you've ever jacked off to Belle Delphine, you'll like me. The second girl that matched with me has 2 pet snakes. And I haven't really looked at the other ones, but it seems like I'm attracting a certain type of girls. I can say this much. Every girl that I've matched with on Tinder is the kind of girl that would want to call me daddy in bed. And that kind of... it doesn't worry me, per se. It intimidates me is a good word. E-girls. One of them actually had e-thought in their bio. And again, I thought I'm totally cool with people being people. I just didn't anticipate the only girls matching back with me being big titty goth girls. I guess some would call it a blessing. Hey, Silge. Frankly, I'm shocked I got any matches at all, but... guess that's the first day luck, right? What's going on? Oh, you know, just a high tenacity comp game. When should I tell her my KD ratio? That's an open liner. First thing I'm telling her is... Hey babe, did you know I dropped 8 meds at LAN in 2015 and I peaked at 4280 in Overwatch 2 years ago? I didn't get top 500, but I did peak. Brass Beast on push. Yeah. It's a good thing I'm here. $40 minutes of queuing for 3 minutes of gameplay. I haven't told any of the girls about Weezer yet. Actually, don't judge me for this. I can read you my bio if you want, the bottom of it, on Tinder, and you guys can tell me if it's a good bio or not. There's a reason I want to tell you it. So the bottom of my bio says, can and likely will describe in great detail the origin and production of Weezer's 1996 second studio album Pinkerton, featuring a raw, visceral deviation from the band's once acclaimed power pop sound in favor of layered distortion pedals, emotional harmonies, and the all-too-personal subject matter haunting the mind of band frontman Rivers Cuomo. So, take that in, and now, I want you to keep in mind one of the girls that I matched with, their anthem is Tired of Sex by Weezer. So before you start spitting some simp shit, it works. And before you ask, yes, the girl with that as her anthem is the one that owns the snakes.
Need money?
And has multiple piercings. If my dame's into Weezer, then you can look like Cerberus for all I care. Thanks, Sonic fan. Why is that a turnoff? I never came out of my mouth. I'm just letting you know. There's a reason I used the word intimidate earlier while describing these girls. That's all. When do I show them the complexities of TF2 video? Oh, that's pillow talk. I can't drop that in conversation. That's way too direct. I don't know what Ursum did, but he's banned now. Not my sentry. FUNKe's a bottom. I'll have you know that multiple of these matches have the term sub in their bio. I'm not saying that automatically makes me a dom. I'm just saying negatives attract positives. Not to brag or anything. The RAM makes your computer run faster. If you spend 5,000 channel points on RAM, I will upgrade your computer to a software download. That's a terrible deflect. That's fair. I'll have you know that one of my old girlfriends had me take a BDSM test, and it said that I was 63% switch. So miss me with that submissive shit. Nice try.
Need money?
You think if I was gonna make a lie, I would choose calling myself 50% switch? Which I don't even entirely know what that means. It's just what my test results was. I'm not thanking you for 2 reasons. Because of the emotes you posted, and because you have pug in your name, and I fucking hate pugs. I appreciate your money, though. I'll say it every month, guy. My opinion doesn't change. It's not the pugs. It's not that I hate the dog. It's that I hate their existence. It's a plague on evolution. It shouldn't exist. It's a Frankenstein's monster. If you've ever seen an old school photo of pugs like 200 years ago, they looked pretty healthy. Those pugs I don't mind. I think I've slowly been climbing my comp rank. I don't know what I am now. It doesn't even tell me. Look at all those wins and those 3 losses, but don't look at those. I think my thingy is reversed. I keep spinning to the wrong button. Yeah, inbreeding. Oh, by the way, all of my binds make me say random voice commands. And apparently on Engineer it makes me say, well, don't that beat all every time I swing. So sorry if that's annoying to people. I used to have it so all my movement keys made me giggle really quietly, but I had to change it to put on a null movement script. So now this is all I have. That's lulz random. It is. It's pretty lulz random. But I'm a pretty lulz random guy. You know, XD. I don't know why it is, but girls use XD late into their 20s, I've found. Tinder has taught me that as well. And I am so used to actually habitually going into fight or flight mode when I see an XD, like genuine like infuriation, that I have to cool myself off when I see it. Lumthows are fine. I'm fine with Lamaus and La Feminine no flames. It's the XDs, it's the emoticons, that's what tickles my brittle. And now that I've said that, chat's just unsalvageable. Hey, if no one types XD for the next 30 seconds, I will stream every day this week. And I'll upload on FUNKe this week. It's gone. Spunky ruined it. And Redimer. And Spunk again the second time. You almost had it. I guess I didn't say no to X3s, did I? Just XD. I'm just gonna drop the subject. Well, don't that beat all. Wow, I thought this would be a bad spot, but it got a kill, surprisingly. I don't know where my teleporter is. Dude, this thing is fragging! This is the best sentry spot. And it's next to a spawn door.
Heavy load coming through. Well, don't that beat all.
Actually, I gotta concur with Redimer here. It's not even ironically funny. You have to have some nuance to your ironic humor. I expect better of you. Well, no, I don't. I expect much worse, actually. But that's exactly why you should prove me wrong. Meta can't help you now, Demo. He's going to the other side. Do you think somewhere at Valve HQ there's just sitting 15 scripts for the TF2 TV show? They're just sitting around on a desk? I almost feel like it's a travesty. You know that they're never going to release those scripts. I feel like at this point you could just release the unmade TV show scripts and call it the comic. Just call it a novel. I'd read it. I'd buy a hardcover. I'd drive over to Books and Noble and buy that shit. I'd grab it while I'm getting the 3rd copy of that new Korra comic coming out this month. Which is actually pretty good. Most of the Korra comics are kind of shite. The last 2 are decent. Any new music coming soon? I got some other prerogatives right now. I've been working on stuff, though. Kind of had a little kick. Oh. Been trying to use my melodica more. I mean, I'm always working on stuff, like my own shit, but that's just like for like, to have a hobby, you know? I don't do any of that stuff with the idea of, oh, I gotta put it out on a schedule. How do you think the TF2 comic was gonna end? I don't think this was ever going to actually happen. But I think that they, at some point, wanted to turn the 7th comic into an update involving a cinematic. But then they just never made any progress, and that's why instead of just putting out a comic, they gave up. Lore-wise, they would have gone to space. Team flies out to space to chase that Australian... Who's it? There would be some weird gimmick about them going to the moon, then Mars. They would have made some sort of subtle joke about the Pyro being an alien, but they wouldn't have confirmed it, and then that would have been an ongoing meme. They would have added a Pyro hat where he's got a little Graylien face. That's my guess. That's my honest guess. I think it would just be 14 pages of spy-sucking Scout's dick. In erroneously grotesque detail. That's my second guess. Just unadulterated smut. Usually that works, but not against Spang. If you want a depressing answer, it would have ended with the administrator dying and Miss Pauling kind of taking over and finding some new reason to keep the feud going. But for all lore intentions, the fight would be over. The admin would be dead, and the TF2 lore would come to a close. And it would be the final TF2 update. I bet they wanted to do that, but then they're like, we're gonna get so much shit. So they didn't. That's the pessimist answer. Nothing is canceled from Valve. Everything is Valve timed. Yeah, I have seen the video of the girl in a bathtub full of hot Cheetos. Thanks for asking. Most of the responses were just worried about yeast infections. But I feel like you could... Oh, I feel like you could wash it out. I don't know very much about those things, though, so maybe I'm wrong. Link. I can give you a link to a therapist based on the fact that you're asking for that. You aren't supposed to wash the inside? You're not? But I wash the inside of my thing. Just take a Q-tip, plug it in, out. You're not supposed to do that? I haven't finished Boneworks. I've played it. It's fun. I don't really plan on plugging my VR chat, my VR back in. I don't know, chat. I don't plan on plugging the set in until Alex comes out. It's too much work. You might need to call a hospital? No, no. No. You swab it with a Q-tip, and then you put in one of those earplugs to the top so that nothing gets in the hole, right? That's how how my poppy told me to do it. That's not how you guys... You can substitute the Q-tip for a needle as well. Yeah, we're talking about ears. Stream it for proof. Have to get I think I might have to get a license to do that. Is FUNKe circumcised? Do I sound circumcised? I feel like people will actually guess correctly. Yes. Everyone's saying yes. Astute observation. What the fuck? My penis look weird. There's two answers, yeah. Well, mine is actually modular. So I tend to keep it just circumcised by default. But I have like a little attachable foreskin that if I need a little more lubricant and, you know, the jelly isn't quite doing it, I just stitch on the foreskin. Is this what you were expecting of the TF2 FUNKe stream? Probably not. If you don't really keep up with FUNKe and you just came back to see the TF2, then I gotta say my mental health is better than ever. I'm sorry, my Rugrats stream. Dude, sounding with foreskin on is so much better. What sound? You know what? Never mind. Don't answer that. I think I can ascertain just based off that, and I'm good. Thank you. Do you have your inflatable tongue in the Tinder bio? I don't, but I actually considered it. I really thought, like, should I say in my Tinder bio about my tongue? But I thought, nah, that'll be it. That'll be the opening line. I'll send just the first. You know how like people send unsolicited dick pics? I'm just gonna send unsolicited pictures of my tongue inflated. That's what guys have been doing wrong. You're puffing up the wrong thing, bros. You know, I actually really did think about it, but I thought that would be a little too. I don't want to come off as horny on main. Which I guess if you're on Tinder, you inherently look that way. But I thought the tongue would be a little too far. I thought having a full... You know, I thought having a full description of Pinkerton would suffice to describe my virginity to most of the women on there. They can learn about the tongue on its own. Is your tongue circumcised? I don't know.
Need money?
Thanks, Black Boy Jesus. Can I curve it in a U shape? I mean, I can like spin it around like a Junji Ito Uzumaki. The inflatable thing is really the only trick I got up my sleeve. Don't come asking for too many tongue tricks. I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I'm kind of a one-lick pony. Which, now that I say it out loud, is even worse phrasing. Forget. This is so brain dead. Just holding this map. I mean, it's fun. I like shooting off rockets. But I really don't have to think at all. I want someone to jump me just so I can test my air shots. Hey, anyone that's on blue team stream sniping, start rocket jumping me. They keep building sentries outside their door. Like it's... I guess kudos, it'll eventually work, right? Throw a Wrangler on it? How many tongues do you have? Currently one, but I'm hoping to split it in half. Get a second. Then maybe I can inflate them one at a time. I couldn't get it. Thank you, though, Carrot. That's a photo. Really? Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm just thinking of splitting my tongue in half. Maybe even go for 3. No, I would never perform surgery on my tongue, just in fear that it would ruin my abilities, my powers. Technically, I don't know if it was stitches on my tongue, but I fucking bit my tongue nearly to the point that it fell off when I was like 11. And I had to get surgery or something to patch it. And I'm still pretty convinced that's why I can inflate it, but the reason I don't think it's that is because my dad can also inflate his. So I think it's just hereditary. I have a lot of tongue facts, for those curious. Deja vu! Yeah, superior bloodline. Weirdly, though, my brothers can't do it. It wasn't an air shot, but it was an upward shot, and I count it. Because it's like basically the same thing, but vertical. Your mother cheated on your dad. How is that your conclusion for me saying my brother can't inflate his tongue? One of my brothers is technically only a half-brother. So he doesn't even have my dad's genes. So I guess... yeah, that explains one of them. My other brother looks more like my parents than I do. I genuinely for a while thought I was adopted because I don't really look like my parents. But as I've gotten older, I look more like them. Have you ever played Quake? Yeah, man, my name is QuakeVet92. I've been playing since 92. Funk, I think the hole you bit into your tongue when you were younger created little pockets you can fill with air. I'm gonna stop reading there. I don't want that to be the reason. Also, you say it like I literally inflate it, like I suck in air to do it. It's more close to displacement than it is inflation. I'm sorry for people that were hoping for like game design discussion and didn't come here to hear about my penis and my tongue. I'm a very open book. I'm trying to be a more open book. You can have the sentry. I don't even want it. What's something you would outlaw? Fracking. Also, stun mechanics I'd probably outlaw. Just, like, legally, if I had a country, I would not allow my developers to create stun mechanics. But also fracking. I think that's more of a pertinent issue. It's like running the rounds here, waiting for something to shoot. You know, I don't really have a problem with Paladin stun mechanics. I can't even really name that many. Granted, my experience is short. I think Paladins is one of the better takes on stuns in a game. You can upgrade to specifically nullify it. The ones that exist don't... There really aren't that many. I never get too bothered by it. Smooth sailing, I think. You know what? Io's wolf is kind of dumb. Basically, Io can spawn a wolf, and if it locks sights with anyone and you shoot him with your bow, you can stun him temporarily. But it's so circumstantial to set up that I'm not that bothered. I can't get up. Am I a 70-year-old raver? Because I can't seem to get up there. Yeah, you better. I've made a lot of songs besides parodies. They just are mostly sitting as really poorly mixed demos on my hard drive, or as passably acoustic demos on my hard drive. And a couple of them I actually had my buddy help me with, so it actually has decent, like, drums and production, but nothing really released, no. I'm very self-conscious about my work. You know, I was super dead braining this life, but I'm getting an up there kill streak. I want to keep it building. I'm glad you like the acoustic guitar. Thank you. Oh, I hate that. It's probably the instrument I know the most. I'm not even that good at electric guitar. But that's partially because I can't really plug into an amp and play. You know, I got roommates. I don't want to deafen them. It didn't even kill. I hit 2 dead ass. Didn't even kill. Who did you enjoy playing the most in Overwatch? I have the most respect for... This isn't my favorite, but I have the most respect for the design of Hammond, Lucio, and Pharah. Because they utilize the vertical axis the best of any characters in Overwatch. The most fun I ever had... Orisa. OG, old school, before she was broken. Not even before she was broken, but before she was meta Orisa. And I know that's just because I have the taste in video games of stale bread. But that, or like Season 2 Zenyatta, when he just got his armor buff, and there weren't enough supports to make him bad. Old school Zen was pretty fun. I never had fun playing Tracer. I thought she was actually kind of counterintuitive for me to go so far. There's not really any punch behind Tracer's hits. She's just like... It's like using the pistol as scout. It's not the main option, you know? Actually, you know what? I think I'd say Zarya. If I had to pick a final answer, I fucking love fragging on Zarya. She's basically heavy with a pseudo support role. She's basically has 2 buttons that either lets herself get out of trouble or lets her teammate get out of trouble. And if you're really good at Zarya, you can use them vice versa. Like, you can bubble yourself and stand in front of a teammate, and you're basically bubbling them. Stuff like that. She was probably the most fun. She probably is the most in line with the kind of playstyle I like in shooters. Which is tankers that aren't slow. It's because I zoomed in. would have seen him. Doomfist is fun, but he shouldn't exist. He just fundamentally should not have ever been added. I think if Doom's charge makes contact with you, you should initiate a QuickTime event with him. The victim and the Doomfist enter a QuickTime event, and whoever is more accurate wins. If you get punched by Doomfist, he has to hit QERT, RT, FAR, ZTX, like basically a Dragon Ball Z fight. And if he wins, you die, and if you win, then he gets knocked back and takes like 20 HP or some shit. I mean, obviously not that, but insta-kill mechanic shouldn't exist. I would argue the spy doesn't exist, but at least it's really hard to get a backstab. Really, I wouldn't argue that. He's a pretty good addition to this game. He's just like... when you get into a competitive balance, he, you know, he's not necessary. Can't get credit if I crim myself. Later, Kojo. Worth it. It's a weird kill feed. I just briefly forgot what time it was. My entire whack of time is off because I haven't been following standard American time. I've been trying to learn two different what do you call formats of time. Thanks, Toasty. All of my clocks I turn to military time, but the one that really interests me is called decimal time. One day I realized we don't use... we have like an imperial time where it goes to 24 hours. Why 24? That's so seemingly fucking random. So I did some research and I wanted to find out if metric time exists. And I learned about something. It's called decimal time. It's actually not very rarely... it's not well known. Do you guys want to know what decimal time is? You don't, but I'm going to show you anyways. And, potential brightness warning. So this right here is a decimal clock. So a standard clock goes to 12 hours, right? A decimal clock goes to 99. There's nothing like funny about this. This is just actually like a way better way to keep track of time. How fucking stupid is it that a clock... I'm trying to grab it on my screen. That a clock goes to 12. This isn't cringe. No, I know I sound crazy, but just listen. It's a breakthrough. So in the real world, it's currently 93. As opposed to 22 or 10. Okay? Do you follow me? So we're 93% through with the day. The day is 93% done. What the fuck does the day is 22 hours done mean? What does the day is 10 done mean? I beg everyone to please just believe in the decimal clock. I want it to become standard. I had to download some random ass app to even know what the decimal time is. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something that can help illustrate this. Why does this sound like a cult? It's a clock. There's nothing culty about it. You can download my decimal clock app for only $10.99 in the OS store. This was like from some website I was reading about it. Expected problems. There are probably farmers who think that with metric time, the cows would give less milk. That is the one That is the one observed issue with decimal time. It's literally just leaving the imperial system onto the metric system. I'm sorry, I have a bunch of fucking Yankees in my chat. Don't give me none of this. That's me trying to do a southern accent, just in case you're cringing. Don't give me none of this liberal hoo-ha. Trying to get me to convert my dollars to pounds. My 24 hours to 100 hours. What the fuck? This ain't the way Jesus wanted it. You sound foolish. All I'm saying is, in 10 years, you're gonna look at the clock. It's gonna be 75% through the day, and you're gonna go, you know what? Funk was right. This is way easier. I only bring this up so vehemently because I've been using it for like a week, and it's much easier for my brain to wrap around what time of day it is. This is woke as shit. I am woke. And you're noke. Also, you can have a much more... You know, I'm not even gonna get on it. You'll see. How do you talk with your friends? That's how I talk with them. They don't usually come back for a second conversation.
Mission begins
in the 70s, they tried changing from imperial to metric. It didn't work. It didn't work because hillbillies started fucking panicking about it. I don't know what a chord is. What's going on? What's a decasecond? That is literally the only reason we don't have the imperial system, or the metric system. Because fucking farmers are terrified of it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now everyone in chat's saying I can't count to 12. That's not the problem. The problem isn't that I can't count to 12. The problem is that 12 isn't... It doesn't give you a lot of residual information about what time it is relative. 12 relative to what? Even if it's on a clock that goes to 12. Then there's AM and PM. Which, the standard clock, I guess it... You don't have, like, a broken down amounts of time. You have, like, what, to minutes. As opposed to having... I don't know what the proper term is, but like a deci minute. I was bullied in high school. I don't see how that's relevant to what we're talking about right now, though. Did I have conch? Sorry, I was very... in discussion. Actually, you know what? What am I doing? Why do we settle on a base system, a base 10 system? It's because it's convenient to quantify, right? 10, 100, 1000. Just a nice, simple, got a 0 on the end. Please don't see me. Damn it. It was a really shitty jump. I shouldn't be surprised. I've tried to describe what
Need money?
Schrodinger's box and Pavlovian conditioning is to my chat, and they acted like I was like a college liberal trying to sell you on communism. Wait, you're not? Oh, if you ask my dad, he might have a different opinion, but I don't quite concur. This isn't a communist stream. This is a what's the term? This is a communist ally stream. Don't worry about me. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Anyone seen any good movies lately? Aside from the Sonic movie? Parasite, maybe? The more I do it, the more it works. Well, it was a good run, boys. Promare? I haven't seen it, but I've heard good. The common misconception is that you can only spawn camp on the first 2 points, but I'm gonna show you how you can actually life hack demo men and spawn camp even on their last. Gonna take a little work though. The medic might help. You don't even know how many hours I put into learning the perfect spawn camping maneuvers on this map. It's down to a science. So the top left is the best way generally. Not in this match apparently, but generally through here. Nobody is ever. The left is a gamble, but if you manage to make it past the health pack safely, this opens up a new option. Now this is where it gets tricky. So we want to get to that top left door. If there's not a sentry, it should be easy. Fuck. Oh god, I forgot they roll. Well, I got the 1 kill. It works a bit better if a soldier doesn't open the door right as you get there. FUNKe, the common time and angle units are based on a very good sexagesimal Babylonian system, which is actually more convenient for mental computations than decimal, because numbers like 60, 24, and 12 have many divisors, unlike 10. So in some retrospect, it's more rational than the decimal. I could see value in that. I think the counter argument is just that with decimal time, you have smaller increments that you can know more accurately the exact time. Whereas with the 24-hour clock, all you can really do is add like the 2 decimal places at the end that just look weird. But I guess that's fair. There's more integers. I don't know shit about integers. Integers, so. I guess checkmate. I guess you got me. I'll checkmate on my liberal spiel. Why do we need smaller time intervals? To live in the now, bro. I can't live in the now if it's just 10:37. 10:37 what? That last one doesn't change that much. That quickly. Every 60 seconds, I need to know the exact time.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
You're being pretentious. I was coming at it from the angle of playing devil's advocate, but I will die on this hill. If cooking times get ruined because we switch to decimal, I'm finding your house. Maybe you should get an oven capable of both, huh, chump?
3, 2,
Yes, the seconds are faster in decimal time, but that's not an issue. That's not like a... Oh, the seconds are literally 0.4 seconds faster in decimal time. My life is fucking ruined. I'm gonna be late for prom. I don't think it's gonna be... you know... stake in anyone's heart. Also, it's not really technically a second, I think, in decimal time, but I don't know. I don't know enough about the literal integers of it. I'm not even proposing that we change everything fucking tomorrow to decimal time. I'm just saying, for me personally, it's easier to compute what time it is in the day from start to finish. And I could see merit to adding support for it in my OS. That's all. Literally all I'm asking is let me put it on Windows 10. Optionally. What time is it in decimal? 9440. Now it's 9441. Now it's 9442. It's ugly? Yeah, well, ballet is pretty fucking grotesque, but that we still consider that an art. No, we cannot go back to talking about my tongue. Yeah, that looks dumb enough for me. Actually, you know what? I gotta do it. There's a reason I chose. Talk about Korra. I could, but the comic doesn't come out for like 2 weeks, so I couldn't say much. What I like to do here is just let them cap. Literally just let them cap. Make spawn camping much easier. Why is ballet grotesque? Because the things they do with their legs, it looks painful. The human body is not made to contort in such angles. What's so wrong about Windows 10? It's not like I even really had an option. A lot of the games I play just don't support. Oh no, don't let them cap. Oh yeah, and the blisters. The blisters on your toes and fingers. Ballet will fuck you up. I never did ballet. I did some brief gymnastics when I was younger. I would do that thing where you like walk across the bar to balance yourself. Pretty good at it. Pretty spry. The thing is, if you fall and your middle area slams into the pole as a female, it's less painful than as a male, I found. That might be why my voice is so high. Damn, didn't charge long enough. Oh, I shouldn't have alerted him. Now he just knows. Mandatory CB. I wouldn't call it mandatory. No, I'm not planning on fighting. I'm actually waiting here. I want them to cap. Wear yoga pants? I wear a lot of like pajama pants. I went to Starbucks recently and a barista kind of like felt me up with her eyes. I walked in, just for reference, in pajama pants, a black t-shirt, and a Weezer jacket that has the material of a trash bag. In fact, I'm wearing it. I can show you it just for reference. Where is it? This right here, okay? This looks like a trash bag, right? And I walked into just like a Starbucks. And the barista stopped me before I ordered and was like, I actually really dig your outfit. Like, I'm actually super into this. And I quote. And then she pointed at my pants, went, the jammas, I dig it. I really like the shirt. I was wearing a tip of the hat shirt, which she apparently liked. I got checked out by the barista. Did you get her number? No, I didn't. I was just going there for a matcha. I'm not looking for that. I mean, I know where she works. I can go back if I want to get her number, but anyways, she actually really complimented my dumb pajama pants. Maybe she was noticing the cum stains. No, that's what the jacket was to cover. To cover the cum on my shirt from when I aim it up. Can you fucking roll out? There's nothing for you here! I'm trying to spawn camp! This is so frustrating. You have no reason to be defending up there. It's like he knows. It's like, if you're stream sniping, I beg you, just let me do my thing, alright? It's cool. If you want to spawn, if you want to kill me, wait till I die, alright? But don't shut me down. I'm having such a good time. Are they rolled out? Are we good? No! God damn it! This is why they turn around. You people are trying to come to me, and you're just telling them where I am. Stop chasing the streamer. I'm like a reptile right now. I got my eyes looking in two directions. Bro, roll. Oh, this is such a blue ball. They won't. Oh my god, they won't turn around. Maybe I should just stop peeking for a minute. This is why you can't play this game as a streamer. Everyone just knows. They just know what you're up to. I'm begging you. Dude, it's gonna be so fucking fat. It's gonna be so fat. Fuck, too early, god damn it. Really, they didn't... Maybe they didn't see me. Dude, I hit it. I wanna slap that shit so bad. Fuck. Oh my god, I'm gonna... Oh, that'll do. Oh, that'll do. Okay, that's too much. I'm gonna bust. Dude, it's so easy. I'm sorry, this is like this is my bread and butter of TF2 right here. I know I don't show it too much in the videos or anything, but a good spawn camp really rallies me. They're chasing me because they know. They know now what I'm gonna do. So the trick to doing it is you do it for just like a quick hot minute, then you pop out, recharge your libido, and you come back in when they respawn. It helps to like bring a... Oh, yes! It helps to bring a good primary as well, but it's not necessary. Uh-oh. We might have problem. Oh. Someone figured it out. They figured out the puzzle to beat the spawn camper. Look, even I think that's a UGC medal. Or ESEA. I coomed, bro. Sorry, I kind of get into like all my vision goes blood red, and I start hearing demons chant when I get into that mode, so it's hard for me to read chat. I'm out of it now, though. For now. I'm gonna do it again. Trust me. Again, this is a science to me. So you hit one sticky, land there. Okay, this usually isn't here, but I can work. But never mind. Since when do engineers actually use that spot? Will Van Weezer be a decent album? Well, if we're going off of the new Green Day album, which they have a tandem tour coming out, so... And the critical reception of the Green Day album's been quite shining. Okay, this isn't gonna work. They know. I think it's gonna be worse than Eelbite, but better than the Black Album. I got into Weezer because I know Spunk. If you're in my chat, then I just assume all of you only know Weezer because of me. You don't have to say it, it's implied at this point. I don't care, I'm gonna keep trying. Uh-oh. I don't think he's gonna allow it. I think I'm just gonna have to hard carry. What was I? I made Weezer cool? No. The White Album made Weezer cool. Pacific Daydream made them quickly uncool again. What do you think about the Gorillaz storyline? I think I think the way they did the lore was great up until after Plastic Beach. They kind of started losing. They started like not forgetting, but Damon was getting. All he really seemed to care about was, well, I have some features, and it sounds like Gorillaz, so it's a Gorillaz song, right? It's a Gorillaz album, and it seems like they really neglected the story and visual art part of Gorillaz. Humans was not. It was really weak. Ghost House was cool, but then they just never talked about it. Murdoch is in jail, but then it just never gets really fleshed out. Not like it needed to, but I mean, they just like pretend it never happened. And that's what I mean. Newer Gorillaz is Damon Albarn going, okay, Blur is my stuff, my personal stuff, and Gorillaz will be the stuff that I work with other people on. So it's a lot more hands-off for him. The problem was early Gorillaz was hands-on enough that it really had a distinguishable identity, both sonically and kind of thematically. But when it started becoming just a hits album of funky songs by a different artist, it was like, okay, but this isn't really Gorillaz, this is just Damon Albarn and friends. Where's the Gorillaz part of Gorillaz? I like what they're doing right now. Momentary Bliss was great. And that one was pretty feature heavy. Worked with a whole different band. Got sort of a garagey sound. This is my corner. Sorry, man. I got a brass beast. I just don't die. That's just how it is. I just don't die. You like White Claw? White Claw? Isn't that like an 80s band? I don't think I know White Claw. I think I know White Reaper. Hold on. I gotta look this up. Yeah, I like White Reaper. Kind of. Oh god? What is that? Is that a boomer pick? If this is about alcohol, I don't know anything about it. Here's what I know about alcohol. I stole some vodka from my parents when I was 18. That's the extent of my knowledge. Oh, a medic? A crits for me? Well, if you insist. It's backline, man. Who? Bro, is this MGE or what? Feels like it.
Need money?
Back up, back up, back up. Thanks, Wob. This is the spot that you stand to just win every 1v1 in this area. No one knows how to shoot up in this game. Still a victory. I don't have thoughts for Cola. This game is just fun pastime. At this point, I've entirely separated Valve from TF2 in my head. Initially, I was kind of beat up and jaded about it, and every time I played it, I couldn't help just talk shit. And I kind of at some point had to do a mental separation where it's like, okay, I don't like Valve's business practices. I don't like how they treat it, but I'm just gonna play this and have some fun and leave it at that. I don't hold any expectations or hopes or regrets or remorse for what could have been, what is, what isn't. I'm just fucking playing heavy on Badwater Basin, alright? And let's leave it at that. And if I want to get optimistic, I'll look at new games. Project A. Rainbow Six, I'm kind of getting into right now. Etc. I do not want to play Frontier. How do you find new bands? A lot of mine, I find, through Spotify. Honestly, Spotify is hit or miss, but I tend to usually find some bands I like. Or I'll go to a band I do like on Spotify, and then I'll go to the fans of this also like section. And then I'll just look up random albums. Sometimes the YouTube algorithm will just spit random indie bands at me. That's a pretty solid way to find stuff off the radar. Nope, I don't want a Swiftwater either. Been there. And I'll let them all. Let it ride. Car seat headrest is great, Hexa. Highly recommend them. Yeah, no, you just have to just have the tree branch philosophy. Find a band you like, and then look for bands like that band. You don't usually find ones identical, but that's a good thing. You find new sounds. Oh, it started? Oh, I thought we were, like, in setup. I wanted to charge over the middle. Opinion on waves? A fun little no-harm I'm having a stroke. California surf rock band. They turned me off 2 years ago when they posted on Facebook photos of them standing around near surf shops smoking cigarettes, and I thought it was the most punk, pretentious, wannabe cringe shit I've ever seen that I just stopped listening to them. Which I know is like a big conclusion to make just from like a photo for a band, but I didn't care that much for the last album of theirs, I heard. They're not a band I like go to, but if they ride on the radio or my mix, then I'll let it play. Also, their vocals kind of get a little annoying, to be honest. Waves is this band that does this thing where they double layer the vocal track. So he essentially sings the vocals twice, and then they slightly pan it left and right. And they do that for every song. Maybe not every, but a lot of songs do that, and it wears thin. Now, that is a cool effect, it's well known for stuff like Weezer's Buddy Holly. The chorus in that has double layered vocals. You can have a really cool sort of, I don't know, speaking in both ears effect. But you have to do it right. You can't overdo it. Wow, I'm not good. What would you consider white people music? Classic rock. Guns N' Roses. AC/DC. That's white people music. If it's really basic rock and roll about fucking broads, then it's white people music. I will check out clipping. Sorry if a little political, but opinions on separating art from the artist. That's a divisive topic. I don't think there's a right answer. I think I weigh a little more towards separating the art. Because, like, for example, Damon Albarn tends to talk down sampling in music. He thinks if you sample in music... I'm paraphrasing. I may need a citation, but... I think it was... Yeah, it was Damon. He was like, if you sample a lot in your music, you're not a real musician. You're just sort of a remixer. He has a lot of, like, musical opinions I don't really agree with. But I still like his music. Now, to be fair, that's not really political. I think if Damon Albarn was dropping the N-word at every concert, I might not listen to Gorillaz quite as much. I think there's a line. Dude Gaming, what are the... Dude Gaming! He's got the Turnbind too. Man, people are catching on to my strategies. Check out this dude gamer, bro. What's that? What? Oh. No, I haven't seen recent Smash summits. If I see they're live, then I'll catch, but I'm pretty hands-off with Smash. Yeah, it really is situational on separating the art from the artist. I think the line is basically on where it gets personal. Or rather, it's when the artist is impeding on other people's personal rights or personal feelings. If someone is a bad person, if they're bad to other people, or they have problematic, and I know that's a buzzword, but like problematic opinions, that's kind of more warranted. But if it's just, you know, this dude likes romaine lettuce and I'm more into cabbage, it's not a hill to die on. But fuck you if you like romaine lettuce. I don't even eat lettuce anymore. I eat spinach. I don't need the extra water. Thought they'd follow. Who eats leaves? Hopefully you. Greens are very integral to a modern diet. I hope you eat greens. Do you not? Adults. I don't even feel like an adult and I eat spinach. It's not even that bad. Just when it's when there's way too much of it. And I don't really like slushy spinach. I like the hard leaf. No, I like Daft Punk. Norg. I'm like pretty strong into all of their discography. I'm not even their older stuff. I'm more into their newer. I mean, I like Discovery and Human After All. I'm not crazy about like their first two albums. I thought Random Access Memories was pretty bumpin' too. Which I'm surprised they haven't put anything out. They were putting stuff out like every 3 to 5 years. And it's been like 7. I've got this Islander and I have not been using it. Thanks, Bomb. I'll take it. Some of Alive 2007 is good. I thought that was a good album too, if you even count it as an album. Gorillaz. Daft Punk put out a live show called Alive 2007 where they basically blended together a bunch of their different albums. So it was like one mega album. And I used to listen to it every day in 9th grade high school when I had to run a mile. Because I had to run a mile like every day. Which honestly, it fucking sucked in 9th grade, but in hindsight, that was really good for me. Anyways, Alive 2007 was what I would always put on. Because it is a great workout jam. Funk, you ever do DMT? Take it easy, Rogan. No. I know what psychedelics are. I'm intrigued by their descriptions. But I'm good. I'm good for now, at least. I'll let you know if I need a break from my ego. PCP. Take it easy, Tony Molina. That's a niche one, but someone will get it here. No, I haven't smoked PCP. I'm pretty straight-laced. I've smoked a lot of green something, but when I was younger. Yeah, it's an Oven song. I smoked that kale, bro. That kale and that spinach. I think when I was a teenager, I smoked so much greenery once that I thought I was having an ego break, but chemically speaking, they're pretty damn far off from each other. So I wouldn't even count it. Thanks, Lazy. I'm actually a Chucky main, usually. You know, the bald one, but... Should I take a break? Run around with the loose cannon. Have you changed your opinion while you're still here? Because I looked at your stream once and you were talking shit about the loose cannon, and I had to stop myself from sending you a large essay on Steam. You weren't talking shit. That's... I'm dramatizing. But nothing makes my ankles quake quite like a good donk. Funk, I sold oregano in freshman year pretending it was weed. You didn't. That was a fucking skit in The Office. Do not steal TV show skits for cred in my chat. I digress. I kind of miss the old loose cannon. Does anyone remember what it used to be like? I'm actually blanking. I think they upped the knockback on it and changed the charge rate. It used to just pretty much donk anyone you hit. It was like the perfect amount to donk everything, but they tweaked it to be a little harder to line up now, which I get. I think it's warranted. Because it was kind of dumb to get donked constantly. I deserve that. How do you donk? There's just a sweet spot. You have to hit a person right as it explodes midair. And the best way to do that is charging. In its early incarnation, if you played on Viaduct or the more competitively played Product, the old school loose cannon was like literally the perfect range to donk anyone. Whether on defense or on offense. If you're defending, then you could perfectly donk people in the Viaduct chokes. If you're attacking point, you could perfectly donk people on point. It was like a glove. It fit for that map perfectly. And I think that's probably partially why it needed to be banned, because Product got played a lot competitively, and getting donked literally every single cannon shot was just too much. It's still pretty good for that. But, you knock stuff back, and it's kind of hard to time the explosion now. Gonna take you for a ride. Or you could just be me and be perfect in every way. Then you don't have to worry about timing. I almost stepped on that. I was looking at chat. Phoenix, I would recommend you don't pee in the sink. You should pee in the shower, though. That does save water. Preferably when the shower is running and you're in it. You know, maybe don't just turn to it and start, but... I don't even pay for my water here. It's covered, so... It's just good advice. It's not that I'm flexing about the perfect organism thing. It's just, you know, raise your hand in chat if you can blow up your... You know, I'm not even gonna go there. That is gloating. I charged him point blank range. It was a distraction. Are they spawn camping us? I'm told that there's a sentry in our base, which I think it's kind of part of the spawn camper code. If someone gets a turret into the other enemy and you're the enemy, you just let them be. They earned it. That's their spawn now. I feel like that should be part of the gentleman's code. What time are you ending your stream in decimal? That's a good question. We'll see if I go past 99.99. We're currently at 96.65 in decimal time. Wow, you just shot me to the sweet spot, so thank you, actually. Is your tongue like a Minecraft chest? That's a new description. I don't know. I used to be the king with this thing. I think one of my biggest regrets as a YouTuber is I made a video that was all loose cannon. That was a compilation of loose cannon kills. But I was 18 and super impatient, and I didn't want to collect for more than like 2 sessions. So most of the clips aren't that good. It's a loose cannon compilation, but a really mediocre one. And if I had just done like 10, 20 sessions of it, waited till it was ready, cooked it medium well, it would have been a fantastic video. But I was so fucking impatient. Just wanted video a week. I'm gonna have more fun than you will, Medic. Is that talking about a 24-hour day in terms of percentile? Don't bring it up, Lazy. I don't want to get into it. I think I lost a lot of respect for my chat trying to get them onto the metric system. Nice. Well, I'm glad you asked. See, I recently stumbled across this thing called the decimal clock. It's a way of keeping track of time, but it's done in a decimal system as opposed to the imperial. So right here, it's 96 hours out of a 99 day, whereas military time will be 23, or if you're going by AM and PM, it's 12, which it's hard to quantify in the human brain, 24 hours. But decimal, you know, the day is 96% done. And we were just having a discussion about it. You guys don't get it. but your kids are gonna love it. I don't think the 12-hour system is Imperial, is it? Or no, not... never mind, I thought you were saying metric. Yeah, no, it would be Imperial. Because Imperial just means bad. Why are you doing 100 if you can just do 10? Because 10 has less smaller deviations than 99, or 100 rather. I mean, you can do 10, you just move the decimal over, technically. Wow, I just... you know what? You earned it. What is 10 besides a 100 with a different decimal place? I refuse to sign up for some random Scientology clock. You guys really think I'm trying to indoctrinate you? Like, you think I'm trying to steal your time? You're gonna take my clock and then all your free time is going to retroactively be sent to me. I'm going to steal your vacation. By indoctrinating you to my weird, strange clock. Technically, I'm stealing your time right now, and you're falling for it. Every second you don't close my stream, you're wasting your time. You want to know why I look like a 15-year-old when I shave? It's because of all of the hours of life I've stolen from you right here. So thank you for keeping me eternally youthful. Speaking of eternal youth, Castlevania returns to Netflix on March 5th, which is my birthday, and it's a really good show, so watch it. And I said eternal youth because, like, vampires, sort of connected. They didn't pay me, I promise. I like that show. Oh, I thought that was the water. Do I need to play any of the games? Nah, honestly. I've only played Symphony of the Night, and... even that's not really... not like helping. No, you could just jump into Castlevania. I think it's a great show in its own right. If anything, it's kind of a good introduction to the series. Do I need to watch any SFM imitations to understand it? You don't have to, but you can look up my abandoned SFM projects by FUNKe, uploaded 5 years ago. It's not going to help you with Castlevania. I'm just trying to get as many views out of my chat as possible. It has nothing to do with Castlevania. Really, though, you could just jump into it. It has 2 seasons out currently. Really great voice acting. It's English, so if you're worried about, like, weeb stuff, don't worry. You're good. I still get comments on that abandoned SFM's video. 90% of them are please finish Pirate Spy. But I guess it's, you know, it's nice to know talents are still wanted, right? Please excuse my constant laughs and giggles as Demo Man. It's a bind. McCree is the only cool Overwatch character. Don't at me. Oh yeah, they're making a show. They're making an Overwatch show, guys. Real thing. It's gonna be all backstory. The first episode is gonna be a prequel, I bet. That in a Diablo show, I think? That or something else. Don't quote me. The Overwatch one I know. I heard McCree was based off of them wanting to make a character similar to the Half-Life 1 rifle or pistol or something. Which I thought was a cool fun fact. He's not the only cool character. but I'm struggling currently to tell you another Overwatch character with interesting lore, and that should be indicative of something. Maybe more indicative of my faulty memory than it is their bad writing, but, you know, column A, column B. I thought Orisa was cool, the idea of, like, a girl grew up and she saw all these heroes and she wanted to build a hero. The problem was it was one note. I'm Orisa. I'm all the best parts of your favorite heroes. Alright, so what's Orisa up to these days? I'm a crossing guard. And that's it. That's it? Yeah, I'm a crossing guard. That's the lore of Orisa. I can help you cross the street. Because let's face it, you're gonna be 80 years old by the time this story plays out. Actually, yeah, Zenyatta and Genji have this super cool dynamic that we just never hear about. There was this whole character arc of Genji training under Zenyatta, learning to reform his ways, becoming disciplined. None of that shit gets talked about in fucking archives. You have to keep in mind, a lot of characters in Overwatch aren't designed to... There's two types of Overwatch characters. One's designed for mechanical purposes, and one designed for lore purposes. So, Sigma, for example, is designed for mechanical purposes. They wanted to try and come up with some sort of a shield hero that wasn't just a designated bodyguard, that could be more mobile. Whereas something like Ana is more designed for lore to become a dynamic for Pharah. I'm not saying, like, Ana isn't designed to be a mechanically interesting character, but you can tell which characters are like, alright, they had this idea, and they just put it on this character. As opposed to, they made this character and then came up with some random shit for a backstory. Wasn't Brigitte designed just to be anti-dive? So she's kind of both. Oh, I've been queuing for comp. Trust me, there isn't a second that passes I'm not queued for comp. Come on, man. No stopping the donks now! League has all the lore that Overwatch wishes it could have, and it's legitimately interesting. I don't know much, but I believe you. I mean, they have a K-pop band. And it's actually pretty popular. And you know what? I thought their little song was nice. Thought it was cute. And you know what? There's probably so much porn of Kata. So, they know what they're doing. Where's the Overwatch K-pop band? What did I say? You know damn well what I said. Don't you try and pretend. TF2 K-pop win? It already exists, man. It's called the Crits Creek. You just pop it, and then it's a K-pop. I'm sorry. It sounded funny in my head. I don't actually care about getting kills. I've just been trying for literal years to get more donks than kills on this and I am still 800 away. I'm just too good at fragging. Not so good at crimping. Radiohead has better lore than Weezer. I don't know. Weezer has sort of a comeback story, and then a story where they went evil again, and now we're waiting for the second comeback. Actually, we're on like the fourth comeback, if I'm being honest. But there's stakes in it. There's no stakes with Radiohead. You know everything that Tom is gonna put out is gonna be good. Even that weird Netflix thing he put out was good, and that was fucking... I mean, that was a visual LSD trip. Not visually, but like, story-wise, it was about as coherent as an LSD trip. What about King's album? Yeah, what about it, Lazy? What about it? As I was saying, everything Radiohead does, you know it's good. There's no stakes. I liked In Rainbows. I know it's stupid, but just hearing Demo Man fucking grin after every shot makes me smile. And if that isn't what video games are for, then I don't know what is. You did not just thank me. That was BM. You gonna play on an NR6's team? I don't know what that is. I am so disconnected from the community. NR6's. NASCAR? Like NASCAR? No restriction sixes. If it was around in my heyday, I wouldn't hesitate, but I don't know. I would rather spend my time learning another game than try to learn Comp TF2 again. Still fun. I'm sitting here playing the game, but I'm gonna hang up the sixes belt for now. Is that new? Is that like a in the last 2 years kind of thing? Because the last competitive season I've played it's got to be over 2 years now. I think I briefly subbed on a sixes team for playoffs, but even that was like a year ago. It is new. I mean, I'm happy it exists. I always thought restricted sixes was not where the game should go. I didn't always think that, but I think with time I've been more welcome to non-restrictions. But that sounds like a can of worms. Does that mean no character restrictions or just weapons? Because I thought the whitelist was already pretty open. Comp TF2 is conceptually fun, but it gets stagnant. I think you could make up for the stagnation of sixes if there were some stakes and there was some real chance for it. I'm not going to say there's not a chance for new players to climb. There absolutely is, 100%. But there's no reason to. I mean, even at this point with Overwatch around, 3 years ago, you could argue there's no money in competitive sixes, unless you're like Banny. Which, there's not even money in that, it's in Twitch. But at least you could have, experience on your esports belts and be like, I've won in TF2, and then you get picked up for an Overwatch team. Now, you might as well just join an Overwatch team. People are gonna... that credit's gonna mean a lot more, even if the game is so much easier to fake being good at. Anyways, it's great, it's fun. I think competitive TF2 is still my favorite esport of any hero shooter. But the competition's not very stiff. That was good work, Medic. Clockworks is still isn't he the captain of the Cowboys? I don't know what team it is. The Outlaws? The Texas one. I was under the impression he was the something on that team. I just know he got shafted. He got picked up for a team, but he was just like a substitute, and they never used him as much as I think he deserved. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really keep up with Overwatch League. Overwatch isn't exactly in a healthy esports state either. No, and I don't mean to imply that it is. I'm just saying credit there is going to take you a lot further in esports. Especially if you want to get into the backlog, like casting or production. Because at least Overwatch has professional production and stuff. With TF2 it exists, but it's like all community grown, and there's not really like a stamp of approval by Valve, so you kind of have to really upsell yourself, like, which you don't get enough credit, because the fact that you're not supported by Valve means that your job is so much harder. It's so much harder to do a good job. But unfortunately, you know... Oh, Carrot, you poor thing. Reputation is everything. Being known, for lack of a better term. ETA for Blizzard abandoning Overwatch? They did! They literally abandoned it 3 months after it came out to start working on the sequel. Have you seen their lore? Have you seen their holiday updates that haven't changed since 2016? I'm being facetious. I think it seems like they're trying to do better this year. I'm not gonna blatantly talk shit. They're trying to balance it better now. It's just it's so when you fall down the well, you can only climb back up so high before your nails peel off and you die from blood loss. Now the question is Overwatch's pit dug so deep that they're gonna bleed out before they can claw their way out? By the way, I created that analogy from an Antarctico Vespucci song. My fingernails are falling off. I was trapped in hell and I clawed my way out. But the point stands. Don't you crump, you motherfucker. You don't deserve that crump, Satan. I guess he looked more like that one Christmas demon, Krampus. I think we're gonna get 2 years of Overwatch 2 production, and they're gonna slowly turn it into more of an esport, but then Project A is gonna come out and no one's gonna care anymore. Which I would love. I really do want... I know I just come up with excuses to talk about Project A. And I know it's not even gonna be that much like Overwatch or TF2. But I think the premise of a competitively oriented ability shooter really sings a canary in my soul. And I... blow it up. I'm trying to give you this! Okay. Later, Red. Overwatch League is averaging 10... No, it is not averaging 10k views because they swapped to YouTube, right? Ah. Why did they even do that? Did they get offered a deal? How do you convince... I thought they were doing alright on Twitch. They were basically... They were literally paying viewers to watch. That was the whole drops and unlockable system. This is the only way to get people to stay. Wow. I cannot fathom why they would leave Twitch. Aside from the fact alone that no one cares about YouTube streaming. It's not going to be called Project A, that's just the working title. It's in production, that's why it's called Project A. Because they're working on other stuff, Project B, C. If I was YouTube, I don't even get why you would pay for that. I mean, from what we know, YouTube doesn't even... Google doesn't even make money off YouTube to begin with. They literally cut even, barely. The only reason they would ever pay money to get Overwatch League is because they think it could save their dying livestream platform. And if they think that's reality, then they don't have a good fundamental understanding of market value. And the fact that, aside from just YouTube streaming is not fun as a viewer or a creator, because you don't have as many resources, though they have gotten better. Twitch does way more to make you want to watch. You don't even get drops for Overwatch League anymore now, right? On YouTube? Twitch knew that nobody fucking cared about Overwatch League. That's why they created incentive programs. If you're gonna swipe up it, at least take their Pavlovian conditioning with them. Funk, I'm excited for Project A for one reason. There's a 5-second clip of a guy knifing the air in front of him to unscope faster. Really? Animation canceling, you say? Yeah. I mean, I don't have much to go off on my interest either, or personally, but it pretty much hits all the notes of what I think I want. It just seems like they're so afraid of metas in Overwatch League. I don't know. From what I remember, like, even when major patches went through in Overwatch League, they would remain on the same old patch just so they didn't change stuff. Just because they didn't want, I guess, fast learners to abuse the new meta. But isn't that the point of having a competitive league? To push people to their absolute limit so you can see who are the fastest learners, who can develop the newest meta using new circumstances. I feel like that would be an argument to specifically try new things for competitive Overwatch League, as opposed to holding it off until the season changes. Or whatever. Good med. Just stick to the left and you're good. The left. Stick to the left, medic. Man, if only I had something that could keep my med alive. I wanted it. I remember 3 years ago, some dude fucking shit on me on Turbine with direct hit and Righteous Bison. And now, whenever I play Soldier, this is what I yearn to become. A soldier who can absolutely stomp people with just a direct hit and a Righteous Bison. Poggers? That's not poggers. It was traumatizing. Extremely. Dong Lick, the demo man.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
This is especially weird because for like 3 months I played with flipped view models in TF2 just because I got tired of the normal one. And I flipped it back and now I just feel weird again. Like when I first started using. There wasn't a plan. It was really just jump and see what happened next.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
Dong Lick! That's how most of these go. I got you, buddy. I feel like disciplinary soldiers are a rarity in pubs. Everyone has it. If you own this game, you have a whip. Use it. Help your heavy. Just because of that, we win. It's like Christmas morning. Have you licked a dong? I used to be more flexible. Not so much these days.
The control point is being contested.
Reflect this sun! Hotline Miami 1 was great. A legendary indie. I hope he gets a Smash incarnation. Hotline Miami 2. If you like getting shot from someone across the map that isn't in your POV, yeah, I definitely recommend Hotline Miami 2. I give that game too much flack. I mean, it's still the Hotline Miami formula. But, I don't know. Doesn't quite reach the level of the first.
The control point is being contested.
Our whole team was just ready to leave. I assumed I had max FPS, T-Biscuit. Is that a specific mechanic? FPS max. Max. FPS chess mix is 300. Roughly 60 over what my monitor is capable of. Okay, we are quickly reaching 12 o'clock. This is my last one. I'm sorry, we are quickly reaching 98. I'm not going to say anything funny. I'm just trying to play TF2. If you want entertainment, you probably shouldn't watch a TF2 stream.
Competition begins in 60 seconds.
What's your uptime in decimal? I don't think that's how it works. I don't think decimal is for counting. Actually, I guess it would apply. I don't know. I don't have a conversion chart. Partially because it's a really niche fragment of time, so there's not that many resources. I think I have one on my phone. Let me check. I might actually have a decimal calculator. can't find it. There's so few resources. How will I ever turn my entire life into a decimal-based system? Is competitive completely dead? Was it not at some point? Don't get me wrong, I'd love to end the night on a hot competitive match. Just something tells me that's a pipe dream. Speaking of pipes, leave me alone. It's OP. Sometimes you just know. Thoughts on Mob Psycho? One of the best and one of the most accessible animes for people who don't like anime. I think it's the only other 9 I've ever given a show, aside from Full Metal. I almost gave Mushishi a 9, but it felt generous. I think 8 was more appropriate. Great though. The second season of Mob Psycho is like near perfection. There's not been a 10 from me, unless you count the Full Metal Alchemist manga. That would be my precedence for a 10. I'm not gonna say it's devoid of flaws, but I mean, relative to everything else I've ever seen, that's really the only 10 I could ever give. I've not watched Colorful, no. Park, I don't have a Club Penguin account. Someone made one with my email. And it was right after I made a video. Which just makes me more certain that someone specifically did it just to fuck with me. So, my email now has a Club Penguin account, but I don't know the password to it. Oh, a loadout. Would this constitute a Club Penguin loadout? I don't know the conversion rate. Nah. Please. Oh, golly gee, and I get the rank up? Well, if you're offering. I mean, for a map like this is almost cheating. With the size of these chokes, it's almost cheating. I was gonna leave you. I was gonna let you camp it. That's true, I could recover the email, but I'm not really rushing to play Club Penguin, so... Nah. Does anyone know if the old teleporter FOV glitch has been fixed? I've been curious about this. Like 2 years ago, I don't know if I found it. I think I was the first person to really give it some coverage. I'm gonna take credit though. The exploit that I found, where you can heighten your FOV if you go through a teleporter and then partner taunt. I tried doing it earlier, but it wasn't working. But I don't remember it ever getting patched. Apparently no one in chat has even an idea of what I'm saying, so I'm gonna assume probably gone. I was completely different mindset. Might not have jumped away and wasted a shot. Fucking beggars, goddammit. I may as well be throwing darts with a blindfold on after 5 feet away. One will crit. One will crit. At least he has me. Did you do anything for Valentine's Day? Yeah, myself. No, not really. I think I made a Tinder. No, I watched the Sonic movie on the 15th. I specifically went a day after Valentine's Day, so I didn't have to go and hear smooches. Thankfully, the room was just filled with children who were constantly opening bags of candy, so I got to hear the whole movie. You want to know what really got my goat at the Sonic movie? This dude and his kid sat next to me, to my left, and his kid had light-up Nike sneakers. And the kid had restless leg syndrome, which would constantly turn on his light-up Nike sneakers. So just in my peripheral vision, I was constantly having a threat of epilepsy. Dude had the drip, though, I will admit. His other kid, which was on his other side, was worried that it was a horror film and was on the verge of tears 3 times throughout the duration of the film. He had to comfort his kid during the Sonic movie because his kid thought that it was scary. So that's what I had to deal with. Which I don't blame the kid, based on the marketing. Quite good is generous, Sealger. The movie is adequate. It's moderate by the books. It's really largely, if we look at it objectively, an uninteresting movie all around. I think just because of how comparatively bad it could have been, people are like, alright, damn, I expected an absolute dumpster fire. So I'll take this sort of compromise. I don't mean to downplay it either. I mean, I'm glad I saw it. I commend the wrench commitment, but can't allow it. My banana. I forgot to mention it when I was talking about my legal hacks earlier, but I actually have a bind that lets me make callouts as if it were a MOBA. Specifically, enemies on left, right, and retreat. No one ever listens when I use them, which is why I just haven't. But it's a little bit closer to legal hacks. I need help. You can take the heavy out of comp, but you can't take the heavy comp. Please, I'm begging you. Just trying to go to your spawn. You know, you would think for a team with 3 medics, we wouldn't be stuck in a stalemate. With 1 spy and 0 snipers. Cap, please. I'd be frank, I wasn't even where we were in position to. You're right. I'll leave it. It can be just a reminder for my team when we get back capped. Oh look, the heavy has to do all the work. Yep. Figures. Sorry for playing like absolute dog shit. And then an immediate DC. You're good at tracking? I'm telling you, bro, it's like riding a bike. To be fair, I changed my sensitivity a lot, so I'm still kinda like... I'll fuck up sometimes. But I played enough Heavy, Zarya, Rom now. And you know what? Soon to be Tachanka. That my new nickname's gonna be Trackpad soon enough. I'm gonna track so hard you think that I've been running 10-mile races every weekend. Kind of a weird joke, but track. Whatever. I'm tired, alright? It's 12 o'clock. I'm just trying to cap this and swoosh out. What's the Paladin's tracking? The light. Rom, the giant demon, is a pretty track-heavy character. What else is there? I don't know. There's some like DPS trackers, but I'm speaking more to the tankers. That's where I would stand if I were a soldier. Thanks, Dote Slange. Okay. Not even top. I should uninstall. Is it just me or the eviction notice just a shittier group that make your health go down equally as fast, but you run slower? Okay. I don't know what the uptime is, but that was about 2 hours. Still no match. I got one, though. I got one competitive match throughout the duration of this stream. I think I'm done, though. 12 o'clock. I'm leaving. I'm going to bed. Hopefully. I'll probably be up for another 3 hours. It was fun. Fun little Rugrats in Paris stream. I was really just kind of bored today. I just wanted to take a break from what I was doing. So, I'm off. I'm trying to get a FUNKe video out this week, but promises are behind me. I'll be back later in the week. Maybe. If anyone cares. I can get 9 hours. It's just going to be an upside-down sleep schedule, and I'll wake up at 4 p.m. Okay, bye.